para Es esto la fábrica del día de hoy. Esta sección, esta parte del programa en donde pensamos o intentamos redefinir, analizar, pensar todo lo que tiene que ver con la industria de la música, una actividad que hace un puñadito de años nada más, apenas unas décadas, precisaba de barcos, de aviones, de containers que muevan de un lado para el otro todo lo que tenía que ver con la industria de la música. Todo eso ha cambiado en estos tiempos, y para hablar de todas esas revoluciones, de todas esas marchas para adelante, para atrás, para acá, para allá, y esto y que lo otro, hemos decidido siempre nutrirnos de diferentes diálogos. Hemos hablado con animadores de concursos, hemos hablado con sonidistas, hemos hablado con productores musicales, y hoy llega el momento de irnos para Estados Unidos para hablar con la amiga Francesca, que ya está conectada con nosotros. Francesca, hi, how are you? Are you listening me good?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me okay?
Excellent.
Awesome.
I'm gonna leave you with Raulo. He's gonna make you a weird questionnaire. We are gonna make the same question to all the artists. Later we are going to talk about your present, all right?
Awesome. Sounds good.
Okay, sí, tremendo. Perfect. We are going to start with the interview. We're live. Thanks, Francesca, for this time. Which time is there now?
It is currently 10:40 for me.
It's 10:40. Manu, no es tan tarde. Estamos bien. So we are going to start with the interview. So please tell us your full name, where are you from, and how old are you?
I'm Francesca Tarantino. I'm from the beautiful Orlando, Florida, and I'm 16 years old.
Okay, beautiful Orlando, Florida. Ya está, Manu. O sea, así arrancamos. Manu is now living in Buenos Aires, and I'm in Barcelona, and we have many listeners from South America and Europe now listening. So, and can you tell us which is your first memory of you listening to music?
Well, in my house, music was always being played, so I can't tell you my first, but I do remember all the time that every time we would go anywhere, the radio would always be on in the car, and almost every single song, because we just listened so much, I would know. So I would be sitting in the backseat with my little booster seat because I was still so, little, and I would be singing along and I would bang my head and my brother would be next to me, but music was constantly being played. So there was never really a first memory I can think of, but it was always a huge thing for me.
Beautiful. And did your parents play any music, or your brother?
My dad just noodles on guitar, not professionally, so he's the one who really got me into it, but my brother doesn't do anything, and he's a dancer and he's in musical theater now, but when we were younger, he wasn't into any of that like me. And my mom doesn't play anything either. She sings a little bit though.
Okay. And your brother is a dancer. He's a professional dancer?
He's working to that.
Wow.
He's deciding if he wants to do more of the dancing or the acting route. He's good at both, so he's very talented. We have a very musical family.
Okay. And can you tell us which was your first instrument and which was the first song that you learned?
My first instrument, so like I said, my dad noodles around on guitar, and so he also collects guitars. So right now we have around 30. And so when I was just about maybe 5 or 6, he got me my own, like a very cheap one, and he gave it to me, and I was like, whoa, this is so cool. This is awesome. I can't wait to learn. And he would teach me super simple riffs. So the first song I learned from that moment, he taught me Crazy on You by heart, just like the little riff to it. But then when I learned my very first full song to like play out at gigs and sing along to, I learned Riptide by Vance Joy. I don't know if you're familiar with any of those, but it's just like a super simple song with like 3 chords.
The last one that you said, Van, which was the...
Riptide by Vance Joy.
Vance Joy, yes, he's wow, I love him. See, but he's a little, he's from United States or from UK?
I do not know, actually. I have no idea.
He's not really mainstream. He's so. See, I know him. Mm-hmm. He have a beautiful voice, and he plays like really tough guitar. No, he's like wow.
I agree. He's awesome. Very talented.
Very talented. And can you tell us which was the first concert that you went?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. I have to think about this one. I've been to quite a few concerts, but let me think. We went to a lot of shows when I was younger, not I don't think the first one I went to was really like a concert, but I would constantly see live musicians play around because my mom and dad loved music. So we would just see other people playing all the time, and that's how I really got into the playing out aspect. But the one that I remember that was my first memorable concert, I went to see the band Kiss, my favorite band. I'm wearing their hoodie right now. I can't remember when that was, but it was the best concert I've ever been to so far, and I've been to quite a few. I had my face painted and everything, and it was absolutely amazing. I will never forget it.
And you feel many differences between a big show and a small show? Which one do you prefer?
I think I prefer the bigger ones. Well, actually, that's actually a really good question, because they're both so special. Because when you have like if it's just one person playing and you're at like this little restaurant, then the person really can connect with you one-on-one. But then when you're at this big concert, obviously you can't go up and, you know, talk to Kiss, you know what I mean? So I think they have their pros and cons, but I think I just love them both because it's music in general. So that's all I care about.
Exactly. See, I agree with that. And can you tell us when did you decide to start a solo music career?
So I actually started my music journey in musical theater, and I did that for about 6 years, 5, something like that when I was little. And then maybe about 4 years ago, I was like, this isn't really for me anymore. I want to get back to playing guitar and writing my own music and playing out. So that's when I started making the transition from theater voice to like artistry voice.
Wow. And you feel many differences between, which are the main differences?
Mainly, it's 2 things. Your voice, your technique. Because in musical theater, it's always really belting and trying to sing loud. But then when you're an artist, you really want to play with dynamics and like try to be quieter. And also you're singing so much, so you don't want to belt every single second, because then you're going to end up hurting your voice. And also when you're in musical theater, you have to be very mindful, obviously, of who you're playing, who you're acting or whatever. But in like when you're an artist, you can really just be yourself, unless, you know, you're like Kiss and you play a part kind of, but most of the time you just get to be yourself and have fun. So that's what I like about it.
Nice.
I want to say, you know, Raulo is a bass player and he doesn't like Kiss.
You don't like Kiss? How are we still on this call?
Gracias. Thank you, Manu.
I saw 2 times Kiss, I saw 2 times.
Sí. No,
really? I saw them twice too.
Sí. I have the chance to watch it 4 times, and I don't like them. Sorry for that.
Why not?
I don't know. It's a kind of skin thing. Sorry for that.
It's okay. We can have our own opinions. That's okay.
No, but it's ridiculous because one of my favorite bands that is I came from the heavy metal, you know, and I love Pantera, and they love Kiss, but I don't like it. I don't know why.
Raulo loves folk music. And Peter Criss have a lot of beautiful songs in guitar. Hard Look Woman.
I don't know.
You are a very weird person, Raulo.
Thanks for that.
Sorry for that.
No, it's okay. It was right on time. Fue el comentario perfecto. Sí, bueno, I'm going to try to keep on with the interview. Sorry for that. Sí, in January of 2023, you released your first single, My Runaway. How was the recording process of that first single?
So it was really intimidating because obviously this was the first song I ever recorded. And before that, I've been in the studio to track like mixtapes of other songs, just like little demos to understand what I'm doing. But when it's a whole produced song, there's so many different parts that go into it, like all the other instruments, all the other effects. You always want to get your vocals right, and it's really tiring, but in the end, the process is so worth it. So it took a while, but I'm super happy with how it came out because, I mean, it was my first song, and I'm glad it wasn't too bad. And every time I listen to it, I'm like, that was definitely worth it.
Buenísimo. And how do you feel when you listen to your own voice?
I sometimes get cringed out just because I don't know, I don't really like listening back to myself. Like every time my parents will play like a video of me singing at home and I'll hear it downstairs and I'll have to close my door because I don't want to hear it. Especially with my Runaway, my first song, because I feel like I sound so much younger, even though it was just 2 years ago. In 2 days, actually, it will be 2 years ago I released my Runaway. But I just get cringed out most of the time, except for if it's something like super, super recent. But I don't know, it really depends.
So, it's happened the same to me with when I play bass and that kind of things. It's weird to explain that.
I know.
No, it's weird. It's really weird.
It's a musician thing.
Manu is a really good vocalist. No, mentira. Sorry for that. Muy bueno. Manu, ¿quieres hacer alguna pregunta? La verdad que muy bueno.
No, sí, porque después quiero hablar porque ella tiene un tema en donde mezcla muy bien se mezcla muy bien con un cello que es tragedy, sí. pero quiero que sigas.
Ahí está.
Después le pregunto.
Vamos a tragedy ahora, perfecto. In May of 2024, you released an acoustic version of your song Tragedy. You changed many things in the recording process?
Well, for the acoustic version, yes, and it definitely took so much less time than a full song because it was really only 3 tracks. It was my voice, my guitar, and then the cello. So it was super, super easy. And we also recorded a video for that song. And the celloist came in and he literally recorded the cello in 5 minutes. It was actually insane. So that was super easy, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. At first, I was a little worried it wasn't going to sound that good because we went so fast, but it sounded amazing, and I'm super happy with it.
Sí. Manu, ¿vos querés preguntar más por la mezcla o por la decisión del cello en la...?
Sí, ¿cómo? No, pero sí dijo que en 5 minutos lo liquidó. Yo quería saber cómo había esa relación porque suena muy bien, está muy bien hecho.
Sí, Manu wants to know because it's really nice to listen to. How do you feel about recording that, and why do you decide the cello?
So actually I would play that song Tragedy out, and a lot of people, well, when I played it out, I would only use my acoustic guitar, so it was kind of an acoustic version. And a lot of people came up to me and really, really liked it, and a few people actually said, oh, you should record an acoustic version. And I was like, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. And so I was thinking about it, and I wanted more like feeling and emotion. So, and for it to be really stripped down, so I decided I just wanted it to be my voice, the guitar, and then a cello, which would, I feel, add more emotion. So.
Perfecto, ahí está, como que le agrega emoción. Muy buena la respuesta, bien clara.
Tengo una pregunta más.
Sí, dale.
I love the way you project your voice, you know, it's very strong.
Thank you.
That's naturally, you have to study that. How do you do that?
I feel like I got most of that from musical theater because now I always talk and I sing from my diaphragm, which is where they train you to sing, and which is how you should always sing anyway. And I feel like because I started in musical theater, now I know it, because if I started any older or I started just from artistry, I feel like it would have been harder to learn. And also maybe if I didn't start in anything, maybe it would just be how I naturally am. I don't really know, but I feel like musical theater helped a lot with that.
Perfecto.
Excellent. You know the blues woman singer Coco Taylor?
I do not.
Okay, then listen.
Sorry?
Because, he make a noise like roar, you know, like...
That like growl, like hard rock, like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That I've actually thought about trying to do that just as a joke, but I'm always way too scared because I know that it's gonna hurt me if I do it wrong. So, but it's insane how people can do that. It just wows me every time. I'm like, how?
But you have the level, my friend. You have the level.
Yeah, it's crazy. I will, of course.
Okay, and muy bueno. Then listen to Coco Taylor because she's a classic old woman, and she's really her voice is incredible. It's incredible. You can check it out after.
Very loud.
Very loud voice. Very loud. Strong voice. Francesca, do you have any composition process?
It kind of depends on every single song for me. Sometimes it will be the lyrics first or the chords first. but my songs so far that I've released have probably been music and then lyrics. But some of the songs that I've written more recently, it's been lyrics and then music. So it always kind of depends on just what I'm feeling in the day. And yeah, that's kind of it.
Perfect. And what are the things that inspires you to write music, to compose?
I love to write about like in real life experiences so that other people can relate to them, because I feel that songs are so much more easy to connect with when you can like actually connect with them. So like tragedy is about losing someone you love. I feel like everyone has probably lost something or someone that they love. My song that I'm about to release in February, it's about having someone drifting away in life, and I feel like that's probably happened to some people. So I always try to write about something that people can connect to because they can connect to it, and it's also kind of therapy for me because then I just get to put my feelings in words.
Excellent. And can you tell us something about Florida, or where do you live? The actual music scene, how is that?
It's very nice down here because there are so many outside venues because it never really gets too cold. Even yesterday I was I was at an outside venue and it was pretty chilly, but it was still beautiful because there were a bunch of Christmas lights and it's pretty awesome. Almost everywhere you go, especially at the beach, there are a lot of live music venues. So it's very nice. Anywhere you go, you'll see live music, and I love it here. I'm super glad this is where I am.
Beautiful. Bueno, Manu, ahí uno de los detalles que dijo, nunca hace ni mucho frío ni mucho calor, y eso ayuda a que haya muchos más conciertos y haya eventos totalmente, sí, todo el tiempo. Sí.
La amiga Francesca tiene... Thanks for your time, Francesca.
Sí.
Really.
Thank you.
La amiga Francesca tiene letras muy largas. Y hoy no sé si se acostumbra mucho eso. ¿Cómo trabaja las letras?
Sí. Manu wants to know because you have a really, when you write, you have long compositions writing, you know, and the reggaeton is, for example, one word or two words. No? How do you manage the writing, you know? Sí.
I don't understand what you're asking. I'm sorry.
Example, no,
you make a very weird translation, right?
Sorry.
I want to try. You have very long lyrics, you know, like
in your songs.
When I read your lyrics, they are extensive. How do you manage that?
Sí.
I don't really know, and I know a lot of artists, like recently I've been writing a lot of shorter songs with sometimes just the same lyrics over and over again.
Exactly.
Or just the same chorus, you know what I mean? But I have always, I feel like, written a lot more words, and I always write them down. So, because even when I just think of something super small, I always write it down because you always want to remember what you write, because this is the same thing with guitar. I always try to voice memo what I'm playing because I'll go back in like 2 minutes, so I'll be like, oh, what did I just play? I can't remember it. But I always keep a notebook, or I always use my phone notes to make sure I have everything written down. I have a bunch of little folders on my phone, so it's all very organized. I feel like I always want to tell something and talk a lot, so I feel like it's the same thing with music for me.
Ok, perfecto. Manu, si te parece, 2 preguntas más y vamos.
Sí.
Vamos, perfecto. Francesca, we are going to make only 2 more questions, and thanks again for your time. It's been crazy to speak with you. We think that you have a long way on the music career, so we hope that you make it well. Sí.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, it's okay. Thanks for your time. Can you tell us something about your future plans?
Well, first off, very, very soon in February, I'm going to be releasing my next single, and I actually produced this one all by myself. Mainly, so this one's really exciting for me. Definitely later in this year, throughout the year there will be a couple more releases, and then at the end of the year, maybe in October, I'm thinking about releasing an EP, so make sure you stay tuned for that. First EP ever, so that will be fun to work on. And just in the future, I definitely want to keep playing out for people, writing songs, and I'll see where it takes me.
Excellent.
Sí, muy bueno. Just to finish the interview, we are going to play Tragedy, your song, Tragedy. Can you tell us something about that particular song?
Yeah, of course. I feel like a lot of people actually think that I wrote this song about a boy or a guy or a love interest, but I actually didn't. It's actually about my dog. A while ago, I lost my dog, and I didn't know really how to cope with my feelings. So I wrote out this song because I pictured a lot of other people going through the same thing, maybe not with the dog, but other things. And I put everything on paper, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And every time I hear it, I just love it so much. So that's what it's about. And I listen to the acoustic version too, because I have both of those released.
Perfect.
Manu, that was very beautiful.
Sí, ¿te parece cerramos?
Sí.
Perfecto. Francesca, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate to talk with you, and we keep in touch, and we are going to send you the interview when the live show ends. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Francesca.
Today's the same old day. Never thought it end this way. Can't find the words to say. Now the spawn's been ripped away.